Here is my 1 month update on Ozempic. If you're new to this channel, I'm Dave Knapp, man on the Mounjaro. That's why I'm here. You're on the pen. That's why you're here. Wegovy, Ozempic, Saxenda, Victoza, Trulicity, Mounjaro, Zepbound. And we're here to just learn about the medications that we're on. And I'm here today to share about my journey. So this is one of those sort of Dave's life updates. If you're new to the channel, I do tons of breaking news, cover lots of information on clinical trials and basically all things GLP-1. But today is just a little bit about my own journey. So I switched after a year on Mounjaro to Ozempic, and I'm going to give you the 2-month update. If you want to go back and follow all the updates I've given on this switchover, there's a playlist linked in the description of this video. So let's talk about the last month of my life. So I started out, gave you an update, and told you that the appetite suppression seemed to be superior with semaglutide. I think for the first week, there was a little bit of a honeymoon period, also a period of Mounjaro still being in my system while I was taking semaglutide. So I think that maybe the appetite suppression was a little inflated that first week. With that said, I do stand by kind of the same thing rings true with semaglutide, is that it definitely slows down the gastric emptying a bit more than Mounjaro did for me. So I definitely feel like when I eat, I stay fuller for longer. How does this translate to weight loss? Well, I started the month at 290. I dropped down at the lowest during the month to 285 and then back up to 290. So it's just a fluctuating. I would call this a status quo. I have remained the same for a month. I've been able to maintain where I was at on Mounjaro, but I was still up 10 pounds, about 10 plus, a couple pounds up from my lowest on Mounjaro, which is why I switched to begin with, because I had been on the 15 for some time and just really stalled out on any weight loss for months and months and months. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether semaglutide is going to give me what I'm looking for in the way of any more weight loss. I didn't have high expectations that it would. But I think, looking at the bigger picture, it is controlling my blood sugar about the same. My diet has definitely introduced a few more carbohydrates, being that it is the holiday season. Definitely not off the rails by any stretch of the imagination, but the occasional sweet treat every couple of days at whatever function, never overboard on the sweets at all. I definitely always try to keep my carbohydrates within a reasonable limit when I eat. Obviously, as a type 2 diabetic, trying to preserve my beta cell functions in my pancreas by basically just lighting the load dietarily. So that's kind of how I've been treating it. I'm not a big calorie counter, a big tracker. I spent 20 years doing that. Extreme tracking, extreme restriction leads to extreme the other way for me. So I've abandoned diet culture. I've abandoned, major changes. I just try to live by eating intuitively. If I'm hungry, I eat. I eat till I'm full, and then I stop. I think that obesity is a tricky disease. I think it's very nuanced biologically between different people. I think different people, especially if you look at the spectrum of the experiences people have on these medications, some people never get hungry on them, and some people barely notice that they're on them at all. You have super responders, and then you have non-responders, and I'm definitely closer to the non-responder end from the weight loss standpoint than I am the super responder, that's for sure. But everybody's different. I think that I'm dealing with some really complicated issues metabolically and with the obesity. So I think the next step for me will probably be within the next month or two to engage my doctor in conversations about bariatric surgery and looking at that as a next step for me in my journey. But I will give semaglutide another couple of months to kind of do its thing, provided my blood sugars hold steady. If they start to creep back up and semaglutide doesn't do as good of a job, I may switch back to Mounjaro in the interim, but definitely going to be giving the weight loss surgery a stronger consideration in the meantime. So that's the update for me. I know I appreciate everybody who watches my updates. I know that it's not, that interesting to watch, frankly. There are lots of people doing very well on this, and those are the videos that are easier to watch, especially if you're new to the GLP-1 journey. This video is for those who do not respond as well, honestly. and for anybody who cares just to follow my journey. So I know there are those of you out there who do, so I appreciate you watching. Thank you for being the best part of what I do here at Man on the Mounjaro on the Pen with Dave Knapp. I hope that you'll continue to watch and follow my journey. I hope that you'll continue to tune into On the Pen every Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central. We're off this week, off next week, taking a little holiday break, but I am giving you this update instead. So I hope that you found it helpful, beneficial. If it might help somebody else somewhere who's struggling as well, make sure that you flip this video over to them, and we will catch you on the next one.